Peggy 16.
July update is filled with a couple of updates. I mean, things that the community has asked for.
It's got PvP changes that people have been asking for. It's got the raid layer prestige. We've got the summer event that we're shipping.
Solstice of Heroes is the event that the tower is celebrating.
You're gonna go into the tower, and from the tower, you'll talk to the event statue, which is it's cool, like chiseled statue.
Kind of like Josh Hamrick, chiseled.
He's as chiseled as Josh Hamrick. You'll talk to the statue, and the statue will send you to a special event space of the last city. From there, we'll take you into the first of the challenge missions, and that's where you kind of get the first taste of the reimagining of that campaign mission on a higher difficulty.
There's stuff that you didn't expect to make it so players feel like, oh, I've played this before, and then they get hit right in the face with special new bosses.
Yeah, there's definitely some parts in some of these missions where you'll need help.
Bring your friends.
Yeah,
It's always fun when all your buddies are dying with you.
Moments of triumph are what the players are actually going to be doing all the way up until Forsaken. And if you actually complete your moments of triumph, then you may get a special shirt, which you're not wearing today.
No,
I should have worn mine today with my name on there every year.
Yeah. We've got bounties coming back for the first time in D2. Those will be on the Crucible and Vanguard vendors. We've got the 6v6 quick play node that we're adding that's going to be permanent.
So Iron Banner in this update, we basically put more theming on it, more Iron Banner motifs. So we replaced the control zone flags with fire pits that ignite when you capture them.
Seriously?
And yeah.
That sounds awesome.
There's wolves howling when you get a power play. And the big change is when you have a power play, the zones lock for 20 seconds, and so they can't be recaptured. It plays very different. It's a lot of fun.
For the sandbox, a bunch of exotic armor updates, and we've got a bunch of new exotic weapon catalysts coming out. I'm very excited about the Karnstein Armulets for the Warlock. Magic.
Vampire Claw.
Yeah, you're gonna be magicking and vampiring and fireworks.
When we looked at how we can evolve Prestige and how we can evolve for the summer for the Prestige layer, we wanted you to feel like each time you go into the raid, it's offering you a different experience.
So you're going to have loadouts every week that you're going to be challenged to like use an auto rifle for your primary and a scout for your secondary and a rocket launcher for your power weapon, something like that.
The strategy for killing Valkaor with a shotgun is totally different than the strategy for killing him with Wardcliff Coil, which is totally different than the strategy for killing him with a sniper rifle. And there are some weeks where people are gonna go in and be like, if you have not done Prestige raid layers, do them this week. You will have a great time. Take your friends that have never done this before. And there are other weeks where you're like, oh, this is hard. Like, I don't know how to do this boss with this weapon, right? Like, how do we make this work? And we're excited about seeing that week-to-week change.
One thing we haven't talked about is actually the rewards from the Prestige raid layers are power level 400 weapons. So you get the power level 400 armor from Solstizio of Heroes, and then you can get all the way up to 400 for your character by getting the weapons out of the raid layers.
So if you want to be rocking 400 when you go into Forsaken, you're going to have to go into these raid layers and find a way to sort of come out on top.
Yeah, it's really about trying to find the balance between the things that we just need to address with the game, like things that need to be better, bugs that need to be fixed, and then continuing to give them things that they weren't necessarily expecting.
We're trying to give players more things to do, new things to do. Yeah, I think people are really going to like it.
One of the biggest things for Solstizio of Heroes for me is that as long as you have the base Destiny 2, you don't necessarily have to have the expansions or anything else. Everybody can participate.